So a few years ago, I was daily uploading to one of my YouTube channels. I was monetized and I was making an alright living off of it at the time, but one thing that was driving me crazy was just getting demonetized constantly. And it was for stuff that you wouldn't even really expect. I mean, sure, you would kind of understand if you got demonetized for having some very explicit or bad material in it, but I was noticing that I would put a title in. One that I really remember was a person gets thrown out of a restaurant, and it was getting demonetized, and I was like, okay, so what is causing that to be demonetized? And so I was like trying it with like taking each word out one at a time, and I was finding out that having the word restaurant in my title was getting a video demonetized. And so I was like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. And then another time I had a title like, tried to ruin my relationship, and turns out the word ruin in there was causing it to get demonetized. So I was like, okay, something weird is going on here. There's clearly a list of random words that the YouTube algorithm apparently thinks are bad and will get you demonetized if you have them in your title. And I spent lots of time looking all around the internet trying to find if anyone had that list. And I never found anything, so I decided, you know what? How about I just go start that list? So I created a spreadsheet and just got to work. Just copy and pasted most of the dictionary. I listed out thousands of words and kept adding more over time. I took one of my old channels that I didn't use anymore that was still monetized. I just hid all the videos on it and started uploading hundreds of just blank videos, just about 1 or 2 seconds long, with nothing on them. Just the most clean slate where all I had to do was change the title of that video to one single word. And if that video got demonetized, then I would know that that one word had a problem with being in titles, obviously. Now, I knew this wasn't going to be perfect because sometimes the bot can understand context, but this was good enough. I just wanted to find all of the words that could potentially do some harm. And so with CeeLo helping me out with making the list and Nerd City helping us push it out to a bunch of people, it was late September of 2019 when this was revealed to the world. I think a lot of YouTubers out there were really relieved to see something like this because obviously I'm not the only one to run into weird demonetization issues. So if people can look at the list and find out, oh, I'm just getting demonetized because I have that one unsuspecting word in my title, I guess I'll just change that and now I'm good. I mean, you have to realize that even when I was a small channel, one single video could make me $200 or $300, and that's for only like 50,000 views. And so imagine if somebody who gets 1 million views per video can avoid being demonetized. That one simple fix could have saved them, you know, thousands, even tens of thousands. So anyway, I started the Patreon for anybody who wanted to support the project. I really didn't have anything exclusive or special to offer anyone who signed up for the Patreon. It was kind of just like, hey, if I'm saving you some money, go ahead and help me out make some money in return, and I'll keep working on this over time. And so that's what I've been doing for the past few years, is just, alright, time to test all the words again. Let's test some that I think are a bit inaccurate, see if I can get some different results. Here's some bad words that aren't showing up yellow. Here's some good words that are showing up yellow. And constantly just trying out different things, testing everything possible, trying to keep the list as accurate and up to date as possible. However, the demonetization algorithm has kind of changed a little bit behind the scenes. I mean, it's never going to be something that they're going to come out and announce, really, but it does seem like some things that used to get you demonetized don't really now. And then, of course, they added that whole monetization check thing that when you upload a video, it asks you, hey, is there anything bad in this video? I want you to be honest with me. It's kind of like a concerned parent where it's just like, all right, as long as you tell me the truth, I won't punish you as much. And we've kind of reached the point where if your accuracy is high on that monetization questionnaire thing, then you probably aren't having as many monetization problems as you were a few years ago. And so now it's time for me to come out and announce that I'm going to be shutting down just the Patreon. Don't worry, the word list will still be up. It'll still be up there forever. I'm just not really going to be updating it anymore. And there's a few reasons for that. One, like I said, demonetization isn't quite as big of an issue as it used to be. I've noticed there aren't really that many people even looking at the list anymore. Also, the channel that I've been using for the past few years to test monetization status has now lost its monetization, so I can't even really use that channel to test stuff anymore. But I do kind of want to help you guys out a little bit to just be able to test things by yourself without needing me or needing the list or anything. So in the past year or so, they've really updated and improved the YouTube Studio. And I was even noticing in my recent testing that when you change the title of a video, if it's a title that will get you demonetized, it will usually tell you pretty quickly. It used to be that it would take like 5, 10, 15 minutes just to be able to update and tell you that, hey, this is not a good title. So you'd have to change it and then wait. And then it was still yellow, then you change it again and then wait. And you could waste hours doing that. But now it seems like if you just change the title, then it will just tell you pretty much right away. And so this makes it much easier for you who want to test out your titles for a new video you can just try out the new title before it's even been published while it's still unlisted or private, and then wait and see if it's yellow. I mean, if you're really concerned, you can always get yourself like some 1-second video, just hit start recording, stop recording on whatever, and then upload that video, and then just put in a title that you might want to use. If that comes up green, then you should be okay. If it comes up yellow, then try something else. So rather than me having to test out every word for everybody, I would suggest everyone just upload one video to your channel that just stays private, just, you know, that's 1 second long, and just change that title to whatever title you might want to be uploading to a real video later. That way you can have that title confirmed and ready before you go to upload it. And as for when they ask you about what's in your video and they want to gauge your accuracy over time, I don't know the actual science behind how to get a high accuracy rating. I mean, I have high on all my channels. I think it does say that it won't really have any impact if you just upload a video that's very clean and just hit none of the above. So maybe I would suggest having a video that has maybe some light swearing or very mild language, and then so you can just check off has moderate swearing, and then you'll still be safe for ads, and then the bot will be able to look at your videos and say, okay, he's telling the truth, we'll give him a higher accuracy. But yeah, even through all of the years of testing out words on the list, especially towards the beginning, I would see some really bizarre results. Like, here's some funny ones that I have saved. So at one point it said that frick was demonetized, so watch your language when you use that one. There's also the classic North Carolina is bad, but North Korea is fine. Oh, here's one of the best one. So hetero is yellow, heterosexual is green, but then hetero is green and heterosexual is yellow. So I don't know, I think the bot was just flipping a coin on those ones. And then here's my all-time favorite. If you say oh noes, that one will get you demonetized, but if you say oh sh, then that one's okay. And then with some of these you can kind of just understand why I was having so many issues trying to trust the test results. Because if you look at this, you're thinking, okay, something is not right here. Like, there's something wrong with the bot. Like, do I really want to put this on the list? Do I really want to record this? Because everyone's just gonna, like, laugh at me just for putting that on there. And then, of course, there were just a whole bunch of random states that would get you demonetized. I don't know, the bot is a mysterious being, but I feel like we have reached a point where it's gotten a lot better, which is why I've kind of stopped putting much time into updating the list. Like I've said before, if there's anybody out there that has any big plans that they would like to use this list or continue working on it for me, or if I should just go pass it on to somebody, I mean, this kind of is a community project. I wouldn't mind finding some new people who really are passionate about this and want to work on it, but no big deal if it just sits this way. Even though I'm not going to be updating this anymore, it's probably at a point where it is accurate enough to give you a good idea of what to avoid, because it's still mostly just highlighting, okay, here's a bunch of bad words, here's a bunch of words that are like kind of, they might get you in trouble, they might not. And then, of course, the majority of the dictionary is still fine. But just to finish this off, I want to shout out all of the people who've supported the Patreon over the years, starting with the biggest contributors being Rob, Dr. Mike, Nerd City, and Philip DeFranco. So some pretty recognizable names on top. Good job, Dr. Mike, for beating up iDubbbz. Then we have CeeLo, Coach Red Pill, Nick Timmons, Amber Worthington, Cardlin Otto, Isabella, Zeos Pantera, Q-Star, Max out of 10, and Chris M. And then moving down, we got David Barrow, Lex, Amber Rothfield, Jabroni, Justin Wang, Lee Mullen, Modern Main, Rebecca Chan, Amanda, Johnny Rosbach, Christina Blaska, News to Share, Nova King, Serena Jewel, Helene, Marcus Pittman, My Gap, Jax, Raven Nicole, Samantha Owens, Samuel Adams, Meg Nar, Lydia Dupra, Andre Four, Actual Dio, BJ Miles, Christopher Lafferati, Kova, Jonathan Katz, Linklight, Brittany Savage, John T, Sleuth, Talia, Lucky Crit, Theo Frias, Andreas Solberg, John Swarth, Lifting the Veil, Linus Larrabee, Six Silberman, Claire Hoffman, The King of Homestyle, Jessica R, Saban Huggins, Talus, Ren Sequence, Zach B, Christy Nicholson, Oliver Marshall, Wendy Gonzalez, David Berg, Fun Kilo at I'm Kilo, Katie Appleby, Lloyd Evans, Nicholas Ganea, David Van Dyke, Nick Beardia, Adrian Kwiatkowski, Pontus Wellen, PXR Moto, Asher Richards, Dalton Paul Videos, Michael Minkoff, Human Person, Mia TJ, Rick Calvert, Vince Neer, Anders Rosnes Kavam, Flair Clan, Mihai Alexandru Hodarogia, Amber Dixon, Kate Smith, Holy Photo, Wheat Waffles, Anu, 8 pounds 6 ounce Baby Jesus, Abdullah Samir, All 4 Reborns, Andrew J, Andrew Saini, Ira Rara, Aubrey Wu, Benjamin Lewis, Flip Tie, Blue Woo Skies, Boomerang TKO, Callan, Cornman, Galicio Segui, Elvala Rambles, Gail Wolf, Trisha Teaser, Ruin Schnabel, Guided Hacking, Jake Howell, JJJ, Juxo Lasilla, Kamiad, Kit Robinson, Kristen Daniel, Lucy Craddock, Marta Lara Zayas, Noah Rothermond, Knox, PMA, Polinar Tactical, Samotu Kashim Adewale, Sarah Cole, Sarah Bonin R, Susan Kirkpatrick, Swampcat, that one, Tiffany Jelk, Tyler K, Videveg, and what's the safe word? I mean, that was quite the diverse cast of supporters. Sounds like we got people from all over the world, and we couldn't have done this without all of you. So thanks to everyone who supported this project. It's been a crazy 3 years working on this thing, but I guess we'll see what I move to next.